I think oftentimes when people hear me and see me, they think that I'm a fool. They think that somehow or another I've lost my mind, that I'm not down with the in crowd. They've said that nobody would love me and that I'm an outcast. But let me say this here now. We can be clear about anything. Please let me be clear about this. And I pray that it's received and understood. I don't want to be one of you. I don't want to be one of you weak men, weak people.
For my brother,
I'd rather
Kendrick
die.
Lamar.
Death is welcome rather than to call myself you spineless black men.
Side high, I ain't your traditional. Rapper smoking medicinal, stayed in detention. Life is all about principles, cynical ass niggas. Sorry that I offended you. I bring something different while niggas sounding identical. I'd rather drown in a swimming pool than to let you imbecile stop me from topping my pinnacle. Try me blocked by the genitals. Trust me, it's not intentional. It's the difference between a gangster and a criminal. Cause real gangsters can't do Breakfast Club interviews. A lot of you niggas don't own a business suit. A slave for every pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoe. But anywho, got your bitch walking around like she winning pool with no bottoms on, just the top of her swimming suit. What you gon' say when the niggas gon' try to get at you? Them in what army, or you just talking in general? Cause in the end, we all gon' die like them Seminoles, nigga. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak.
I look at the sorry state of black men in America today, the destruction of the family, the loss of integrity. When as a young boy, black shot down every day for years without stopping, when I look at what we are as black people, I'd rather be dead than to continue to live against such.
Y'all ain't trying to start a revolution. Y'all looking for a restitution. Niggas kill each other every day and ain't no evolution. My partner shot 100 niggas and it was never proven. We just labeled him a gangster and kept it moving. Let me give you the same outcome, separate shooting. A white man kill a black, we holler persecution. So instead of looting, it's time to find some better schooling. You can act like y'all don't understand when I'm elocuting. Did I stutter? I was never Reuben. Y'all ain't no Black Panthers. You wasn't there with Newton. You ain't Marshall Martin. Try to better humans. Instead of all these rappers, we need some better students. It's time to rebuild the neighborhoods that we helped to ruin. And the NAACP, y'all need some help recruiting. Fuck a resolution, let's get some retribution. I feel like Malcolm X when he left the movement. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. Yeah. Y'all know what it is, yeah, I said it, nigga. All you niggas laying up with these bitches with no condoms and shit. Having mistake babies and shit, leaving these women to motherfucking raise your kids by their motherfucking self. Yeah, my nigga, I said it. You don't like what's going on in the motherfucking America, leave this motherfucker. When they said we were free, my nigga, that mean we were free to go back where the fuck we came from, my nigga. Yeah, a whole motherfucking continent that belong to us, nigga. It's called Africa, motherfucker. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all ain't trying to start no revolution. Y'all motherfuckers spent 10 bands on the motherfucking section in the motherfucking club. 10 bands to build a whole motherfucking neighborhood in Nigeria, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Peace to everybody in the chat. Jama Mboka, ETM Hotel, Lafayette. It's your boy Sean P in the place to be. Before I get started, I want to throw out a disclaimer. I won't have nobody on the panel but myself today. So if you don't want to hear my voice, you can tap out right now. I'm about to kick some flavor, and I don't care who feelings is involved. And it is what it is at this point. Nope. Kofi ain't responsible. Nope. Ben ain't responsible. Nope. Nahisi ain't responsible. Aziz, Mike Hope, I'm in my Ra, Sutek, Satepin Ra, You know what I'm saying? Chavis, T'Challa, nope, none of them. Fortune, none of them. It's all me. So if anybody really got a problem, right, they can bring their problem to me. You ain't got my number. You can hit me up on Facebook. I give you my number. You can call me and we can hash it out. Whatever your issues are. Cause these niggas weak. What brings us here today? So Asar Wujawu and Sanjeti went live yesterday. The Shemsu Heru research team. They wrote a book a few years ago. It's called The Meaning of the Place Name Kemet. They talk about Kim in the book. And they go through and they give you linguistic context and some dictionary entries and some linguistics work, as well as they formulate their hypothesis and argue their hypothesis and insert that in. That's what that book is for. It's to argue against an assertion that was put forth in academia a while back. That work is done. Right? It is there for the public to scrutinize. It is there for the public to review. It is there for for academia to get involved and step up to the mound. It's not their fault. They already did the legwork to put forth their argument on paper. Brother Reggie came through with a 5-page piece of a 5-page printed off paper that he did at the library, where he just put together a whole bunch of different things to argue about the sacred black cow and its importance in the word Kemet in the whole 9 yards. And then he presented that at ASCAC with Asar presenting where he presented at ASCAC, and you know that was gone. Then you also had a conversation between Neb and Asar, whatever the fuck, who cares? You had a whole bunch of back and forth, but you had one side being just a little bit more clean in their academic work than the left side. You had the Shemsu Heru team take academics serious, put together and formulate their arguments, put that out. You had Brother Neb do some cognates, talk about his shit peer review. We don't know who the peer review journal is. We don't know who the peer review panelists are. We don't know shit about our brother Neb's work. We just know that he put together a damn shitload of cognates and he presented it to the people. So that feud has been lit for a couple of years and it's died down. And then recently we have our brother Smash, Jonathan Owens, come through and reignite that flame. And he didn't know that he's reigniting a flame regarding a different argument, because he's making his argument against the pseudo killers. So Smash wakes up, you know what I'm saying? He have his he get his early morning start on. He up early on the west side, you know what I'm saying? Do his thing. He hearing some bullshit on the pseudo killer show, you know, and his brother Unc over there arguing with the pseudo killers, with his own members about some shit for quite some time, and they keep on rehashing the same old argument over there, trying to take the African out of the Africans out of the Nile Valley. So Brother Smash sees this shit and is like, he fed up with that. He's like, yo, y'all ain't finna gang up on my boy Unc. I'm finna go over there and help my brother out and give him some of this real work. So he comes on, he start parsing text and breaking down certain things and then introducing other aspects of how these people are calling themselves this or that and the whole 9 yards. He beating the pseudo killers up by himself. Then, you know, that gives Unc enough time, because remember, he's Unc when he's talking about Kemet. So that gives him enough time to sharpen his sword, get his shit together, bang a little bit with his brother Smash back at the pseudo killers, and then he come out and then he put together a presentation, and then Smash come through classically and does his thing with his swagger and the whole Mick Jagger thing, and he put them to shame. But his original argument is he beating up on these people, claiming that these black people ain't even in the Nile Valley. And then he's tying all of that. He's saying, hey, the culture and all of that come from the South, bro. What are you talking about? You talking about the Africanists in the Nile Valley ain't in there, bro. This what's going on. These people, these black people, these people right here is a part of establishing all of these things. The Shemsuhiru research team is in agreements with Brother Smash. What the fuck is the fallout? Brother Smash still staying on people's heads. He wake up one day, he like, hold on. What are y'all talking about? They ain't call themselves black people. You know, he has a different argument. So now he ain't arguing the argument that Brother Netaneb, Reggie, and Asar M. Carr arguing. And I don't know where Asar M. Carr come in at. He usually cheerleads in the chat for Reggie and Netaneb, and then all of a sudden he talking about he involved in the argument and he doing something. Little backstory about that brother. That brother was a part of the. Never mind, I ain't got to get into all of that. There's too many politics. Here lies the problem. We are responsible for both sides of this argument. What do I mean by that? A lot of us that are tapped into both sides of these conversations already, have been a part of both of these conversations for quite some time. There's just a body of people that don't tap into both sides of these arguments who just recently inserted themselves because they're looking for confirmation bias and they don't know what the fuck is going on between either one of these conversations. So let's hash all of this out. Where are we? Asar originally started this argument a long time ago. He said it over and over again. We don't give a damn. We know the history already, but he has to reiterate it for people who just joined the discussion. Wujawu, Sanjeti, they become a part of that. They form who they call a smaller session of Voltron to fight against all these different aspects. They try to give us ancient Egyptian without the social without the social construct being evolved or around it. However, people have a problem with that because they want to be so goddamn black that they can't see what their error is. And anyone pushing scientific methodology has to adhere to the fact that race is a social construct and therefore should be deconstructed and shouldn't even be a part of the conversation. But then you have those people, right, that have to feel good. They have to feel good about this information. And here's where the problem lies again. We have too many people that's in this shit to feel good and not in this shit to extract the real information and advance people forward. So what are we doing here? Well, as a member of the Masi Warrior Clan, as a member of the Kofi Paisai research team, as a member of the Seshu Mani Metal Necha, right? Voices of Fire. Here's what the business is, ladies and gentlemen. The business is this. You don't choose a fucking side. You let the fallout occur. It ain't been no damn Amin-Ra squad in 3 years. I'm going to say it again. You don't choose a side. You stay right down the middle. It ain't been no damn Amin-Ra squad in 3 years. Show me the last Amin-Ra squad YouTube teaching moments. Show me when their channel went live. If you don't believe me, go find the Amin-Ra squad on the YouTube. Not the channel that Young Pseudo got taken down, which was fucked up. Excuse my language. I need to rearrange my language because I don't want no strikes and all of that. But show me where the Amin-Ra squad has went live. Ain't no Amin-Ra squad. You can blame whatever you want to blame. Circumstances. Brother Smash was doing his hip-hop shit. He's a lyricist. He got other businesses. He's conducting himself in a manner where he got to step away and he got to handle his business. You got Brother Asar. Asar's doing his own thing. He's writing books about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with the actual squad. And he's in arguments with other people in academia and other entities of areas. And he's doing his thing. Wujawu was focused on the Seshu. At the time, he's doing his own thing. He's putting together some things, and they doing that thing. And then all of a sudden, that he begins to do his grammar book and working on that and teaching classes. So he's busy. Sanjeti, joins the asylum in New York. He's a part of the Commission community up there, and they trying to get things right up there, insert some things over there, and try to deconstruct and reconstruct up there to help build up so people can get familiar with the language. So he's teaching the languages and offering classes and a whole other thing. So he's busy. On top of that, he was trying to finish school up so that he can get in the medical field and continue to do all of that. That's what has gone on. Dr. Maya doing her own thing. She over there in the cut doing her shows, doing her research. She getting all the elders together, and she, a couple of other people that's outside of that, and she's introducing them to people and doing that thing. Naya, focus on her marriage, focus on her life, doing other things in her avenue, her profession, because she's a professional psychologist. She's away. Nahisi, the silent assassin, focus on writing his book, doing some other thing. Ain't no goddamn Amin-Ra squad right now. They dead. They dead. It is on us, right? It's on us to carry out the mission. If we want the Amin-Ra squad to be reassembled, it is up to us to alleviate the outside noise and stop it from being a distraction. See, this is that smoke session that people don't want to really get with, right? Now, it gets deeper than that. A lot of things are not going to be said on this live, and I'm not here to just tell everybody's business or what I know from my perspectives. However, I do know that there's some access to the channel that some people don't have, and blah, blah, blah. It's none of my business. I'm KPRT, Mossy Warrior Clan says shoot, mind my business. That's for them. But what is for us is the simple fact that, does Kim mean black? Beautiful discussion. But now I feel like, without it being said, but with it being said, people are beginning to ask people to choose sides in a sense. Or people are so adaptive to certain personalities that they are clingy like motherfuckers on, like sweat is to balls in the summertime. That's how clingy motherfuckers is now, right? They are so in love with Unc's personality that they got to ride with Unc, or they're so in love with Smash personality, or the way that he's saying certain things, or that he's confirming their biases that they got to ride his dick. They're so in love with the way that Wu Jawu expresses himself and edifies himself that they all on his nutsacks, although they are fulfilled at this time. They're so in love with the way a source sounds, the motion in his voice, and the way that he comes across, and the scholar that he actually is, that they all on his dick. And Sanjetti just ain't been there. But maybe there's a segment of people out there that are actually Sanjetti students that learn the meta nature from him. Sadiq being one that pays attention to that. I'm not calling him a dick rider at all. I'm saying he's a student, right? He's a student of all of them, everybody involved in the conversation. Yet and still, I'm just naming it. Then there's some other people that are dick riding. I'm saying all of that to say this. I argue with every last one of them bastards. Why come y'all can't do that? If our job is to uncover the truth, you shouldn't choose a fucking side. Yet and still, I'm seeing all of the bullshit. All of the bullshit. They doing a show over there today. I was tapped in, not saying nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? Because lo and behold, Bro Smash had, gave me a ranch, took the ranch away. Cool, no problem, no sweat. You know what I mean? I guess he thought that I was choosing sides. I don't choose sides. I don't get into the politics, or someone else could have influenced the removal of the ranch. I don't give a damn. That was just somebody else being petty at the moment. That's the way I took it. I don't give a damn about that. You know what I mean? It's small shit to a giant. I still support. I spend money over there with Smash. I spend money over there. You know what I'm saying? I got the receipts for that. And I can go to the shows and show you where I spent the money over there, and it show up on the screen over there. So lo and behold, all I'm trying to say is this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Our job is to get to the truth. Fuck their feelings. Fuck who's involved. We hashed that shit out by forcing these people to actually get to the root. What's the research question? See, Smash was just having a separate argument. His argument was beating up the pseudo killers. I'm telling y'all this right now. He got involved in pressing the issue more because people kept on saying, well, no black people up there. So he kept looking, doing his research, doing his work to show you, hey, look, these people call themselves the black over here, or these people call themselves this over here. Look at blah, 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 blah. He's going through the early dynastic periods all the way up and through. But that's what he's supposed to do. Remember, he is the only person, right? He's the only person that is doing his work. There's no team over there with him that's getting together. Although he got a team, he can assemble and he can do all of those things. He can build with anybody because he's an open-minded person. But he's just going through because he's fighting against the pseudo killers who muddied up the water, who clogs your ears with bullshit, and then don't have any information to stand on. No offense to the pseudo killers. I'm just talking shit right now about y'all methodology, but that's what he was beating up. But he kept pressing the issue because of maybe something else we heard. I don't know what forced him to continue to go in the direction that he went. You have to ask him. But that's none of our business. These niggas is getting personal. Like, I don't give a fuck about Ishmael Bey, who was pseudo from the jump, but he was a part of the Amun-Ra squad. You know what I'm saying? And Ngozi went and created Team Osiris. Y'all go tell me if y'all watch Team Osiris show. No, y'all tap in to whenever Ngozi comes around. Just be real. The rest of that team over there really doesn't even matter to most of y'all. But Ngozi does. Critical guy, right? When it comes to DNA, he solidifies and talks about certain aspects of certain things. Cool. You know what I'm saying? The other people, y'all tap in and bounce around to their channels and things like that. Cool. But ain't none of y'all checking for Ishmael Bey. Y'all ain't checking for him. So let's move on. Brother Smash, right? Doing a good job, by the way. I'm gonna continue to say that because I feel like just because I said the fall of the squad, some people might take it as me insulting each individual person or the squad in its entity. But it ain't been no Amun-Ra squad in a few years now, ladies and gentlemen. The most consistent information that you've got has been on this channel and the Mossy Warrior Clan YouTube channel. It's just a fact. We continue to do the work. We do the work differently than our brothers, and we ain't gonna fall out like that. Like, it's crazy. It shouldn't have never been no fall in no Amun-Ra squad. But the beauty in all of this is that we're hearing an Amun-Ra squad argument over the YouTube channels live versus them being in a back chat or a hangout and it just being them, and then they're arguing with each other over this information. So here lies the problem. We the people. Why the fuck are we choosing sides? Keep your happy ass in the neutral, because if they were in a hangout and they were still in a group, we would never hear this argument. Not the way that we're hearing it now. At all. They would be in a back chat, banging on each other, trying to hash this shit all the way out. In their feelings, out of their feelings, apologizing, accepting apologies, all of those things. You wouldn't know none of this. You're seeing an old Amun-Ra squad argument live. So stop choosing sides. Yeah, Wujawu taught me Medu Neter, but that don't mean that I have to listen to every fucking thing Wujawu says. Asar taught me some shit about the Medu Neter. That don't mean I have to listen to everything Asar had told me. Asar upped the ante though. He upped the ante with the scholarship on an academic level that people don't want to give him respect for. You know what I'm saying? And they like, oh, well, we don't do cults and all this slick shot. That's bullshit when they say that shit. That's bullshit. He changed the academic expectation. Unc start saying source the fuck up. See, they all work in a way that they do certain things. So you have to take everything. When Unc start forcing people to bring out sources, we start getting further to the truth. We began to see who's the bullshit and who ain't the bullshit. Some of us. I hope the people that's tapped in right now actually fucking understand what I'm saying, because it was when they start asking for sources and bringing out primary sources that this whole shit changed. 2015. It took years for it to change. Because most of the people in the community didn't know what a primary source was. Most people in the community didn't know anything about proper research methodology. No one knew how academia actually behaves. See? If you think I'm freaking lying, bro, I know. So I can speak to it because I know. They argued all the time. There's arguments that ain't left the back chat. But what I do want to tell every last one of y'all is this. Ngozi and Netanyahu wanted to argue with Asar over some shit. I think it's Asar and Wujawu or Asar and Sanjeti. Might be all three of them versus them. They wanted to have this argument, a linguistic argument about this whole Greenberg bullshit that y'all been seeing spilled out all over and over and over. Asar and them like, bro, why is y'all even arguing Afro-Asiatic when the fact, and see, this is part of the argument too, but Smash ain't even in that conversation. So this is part of the argument. This whole Afro-Asiatic shit and all this other linguistic work, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a fight right there. They're supposed to fight. They've been fucking fighting in the back chat for years. Y'all never known it. Even when Neb left the group, I'm gonna say left the group. When Neb left the group, it was still a fight. When Ngozi left the group, it was still a fight. They never hashed that fight out. Ngozi said that he was gonna read some work 5 years ago. He had an opportunity to do the work on that. He ain't done the work on that. We ain't had the argument, but he's been making other arguments in there. But respectfully, they all get together and they do their thing. What up, Kofi? That's Kofi in it. That ain't me. Netanyahu is still currently fighting. That's absolutely correct. He hates Asar. That's the truth. That's the truth. He don't like Asar. Now, Brother Unc, I know Baltimore is your backyard, and Netanyahu, that's your boy, right? That's your man, and you support your man in the whole 9 yards, and you ain't trying to get in the mix or anything like that, but you do be choosing. When Neb getting his ass whooped, you need to pull him out. You need to say, "Hey, yo, wave the white flag, bro." In these conversations that has been had, he's been getting his ass handed to him. But you don't know that because you think that Asar's the only motherfucker to know linguistics or the historical comparative method. In some kind of way, you think something's up with that. In some kind of way, it looks a little bit different for you. But the problem is this. They teach you this when you're dealing with languages. They teach us these things. When you're dealing with languages and you're reading the works, you come to find out what the methodology is so you can follow along when they're deconstructing words, when they're comparing words, when they're doing the linguistic work to find the root of the words. Neb can do some hell of a cognates. I continue to say that. Much needed work. But that ain't the only thing that has to be done. And sometimes he does that with a hell of a bias. But you wouldn't know that because you don't know how to do that work. So for everybody that's handicapped in there that hates Asar for that particular reason, that Asar has advanced himself a little bit further in linguistics than everybody else, you have to step back and say, hey, yo, Asar motherfucking fool with that linguistic shit. I don't know if you can come around with that. He said, where's Caitlyn Jenner? Boy, crazy. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, now that I got y'all undivided attention, I need y'all to really properly understand what the hell I'm saying. Stop choosing sides. Stick to the information. When you see something on the screen, you let the information move you. If it ain't information, then say fuck that shit. If it's information, you hold to it. If these niggas is speaking their feelings, fuck their feelings. This the smoke session. Fuck their feelings. You don't have an Amon-Ra squad because of leadership. I heard some leadership shots out there on another channel the other day when I was tapped in, and the bro was a little upset because I put the name in the title, and he thought that I was being disrespectful in the matter because of the name in the title, and I wasn't. But I did hear a little occultish shit come out. That word cult came out one time. I did hear, you know, the other stuff that I just said that come out one time. Like, I felt like, okay, so you threw your shots, it's cool, we can accept the shots, that's fine and dandy. But lo and behold, ain't no fucking cults around here, ain't no yes men around here. Everybody should know that Sean don't care about nobody's feelings around here. I argue with every last one of y'all. If I disagree with you on a topic, I'm gonna argue with your ass on it until we hash it out. Because we got to get to that uncomfortable phase. You know, like I said before, your stomach got to feel unsettling. Your nerves got to be moving. Your hands, so you ready to punch something. That unsettling moment is when you can get the truth out of somebody. Then you got this fool right here. What been cultish? Ain't no fucking cults around here, bro. Just because you a student of somebody don't mean you fucking following a cult. This is what y'all don't know. In the sexual group, we argue in the back. In the Mossy group, we don't argue as much, but if we have a disagreement on some information, we have our we let the information disagree. Where your information at? Here go my information. Let the information argue. We actually talk to each other. On Kofi Pie research team, we argue like we supposed to, but we be arguing, talking shit to each other. But it ain't real disrespectful, but we argue. And then we back to the information. Y'all will never see the argument. It never goes live. I think part of the problem is that some of these arguments that we have seen in the past went live and therefore created a shit show. So here lies the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Stick to the information. That's one of the reasons why I've been doing the critical study bills. That's one of the reasons why I've been doing the methodological bills, because those are tools that help us resolve all of this shit. Those tools outlive your personal feelings regarding someone else, because you can take those tools and you can apply them in your everyday life, and you can solve your work problem, your entrepreneurship problem, right? Your laziness, all of that. Knowing how to do proper research, knowing how to utilize all these tools, critically thinking, knowing how to critique information, knowing how to extract certain things, all of that will outlive your personal feelings about someone else. Because you either gonna get over your feelings or you're gonna hold on to them and it's gonna eat you away. It's information. People are gonna love each other tomorrow. They might be beefing today. Like, for instance, me and Bobby, we might be beefing for the last couple of months. But neither one of y'all don't know how close we might be to a conversation of resolving our differences and then moving forward and then being on the same page and not crossing that line and not allowing the line to be crossed no more because we know where that line is and we deal with each other the way that we need to deal with each other. But yet, you motherfuckers out there that's instigating shit, y'all gonna talk shit. Fuck Sean. He did this, he did that. Y'all don't even know the half of shit because you're only watching half of the fucking shit when you're over there on the PK channel and you thinking that's the only place where information is, and it ain't. No offense. But it's just who the fuck y'all, it's what y'all do. Y'all dick ride motherfuckers. You dick ride people. If I was trying to teach about critical thinking and proper research methodology or presenting some information, 15 of you motherfuckers is in here right now wouldn't even be in the chat. Y'all would have been left. Y'all would have been left. But you know why you here? Because you a messy motherfucker. What the hell Sean talking about today? What they over there talking about? You nosy ass niggas. Y'all be the reason why, and I'm glad somebody just left. Y'all be the reason why all the shit festers. Too much turmoil in your life. The only way that you can cooperate is when you see drama and mess. Because if it was seriously about the information, you would stick to the information. You would remove people's personal feelings and choices and all of that. Listen, Smash is supposed to say that he gonna rock with Ned and Neb. He can't leave Neb on an island by himself. Neb is a street dude, right? A street dude that's trying to change his life around and better himself. And some of his approaches is fucked up, but he's still trying to better himself. And you have to give him that because he made it through some daunting shit in his life. And he had to earn his way all the way through in them rough streets of Baltimore. So you have to respect that about Neb. Now, if his information is fucked up, then you say, hey, yo, Neb, you really got this wrong, bro. You fucking up over here. But you got to realize when Neb is actually edifying and educating people, and when his feelings is in the way of his information, and he creates a confirmation bias, and it stops him from actually hashing out the true information. So when he come for a saw, his feelings is involved. It ain't the work no more, and his biases is in the way. And you can tell that based on the methodology, but you also can tell that based on his approach. If you pay attention to the tools long enough, you would recognize one's flaws in the way that they're approaching as a research topic. So Smash is right to say, you know, I'm rocking with Neb on that. He likes some of the work that Neb does. He thinks Neb does a good job. Also, he thinks he does a good job of pushing the envelope and challenging the works of the brothers Asar, Sanjeti, and Wujawu, or in this instance, Asar. He thinks that that's a good, because you know what I'm saying. He thinks that's a good thing because it's forcing Asar to actually sharpen his steel as well. So it's still sharpen steel. He thinks that that is the case, but there's a lot of flaws in that. So you really think that he concluded something when really it's his emotions. The same thing with Brother Reggie. Brother Reggie is always in his feelings, and therefore his research is always biased. He defends certain things that said by Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, and all the elders, Leonard Jeffries, and the whole 9 yards. He's so trapped in defending them that he doesn't properly, right, defend in other places. I'm looking at, okay, all right, cool. Now I was reading the email. Now, the Amara Squad, ladies and gentlemen, is dead. And it's because of there's probably maybe 30 for the other people that's involved in these conversations that shouldn't be involved in these conversations that is egging this shit on. Instead of being a student and learning from everybody, they're too pressed to watch for drama. See, y'all see the numbers declining, right? Those other people that just left are the people that I was actually talking about, the motherfuckers that's creating this shit show. Listen, I'm done tapping into lives where y'all niggas is in y'all feelings. Y'all supposed to be leaders and teachers. Lead and teach. If you ain't a leader, then stop trying to lead. That's for one person in particular. If you ain't a leader, or if you ain't trying to lead, stop leading. Just bow the fuck out. Because people are being misconceived by your presence and essence in shit. Because naturally, Homo sapiens sapiens have this ability to pay a little bit more attention to someone that they think that may convey that leadership quality in humans. Once they see it displayed, they're like, yeah, he been doing it. He been kicking flavor for a long time. I've been following him for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I like his information. You know, I like the way that he critiques things. His methodology is on point. He's a truth teller, truth seeker. I'm tapping in. You created that. I said it, Kofi. I'm sorry, bro. I know that they're going to try to spin it whatever way that they can, but it is what it is. It's okay. I mean, I can't take it back. I said it. But what I'm trying to say is this, man. People are looking for you to lead. So instead of choosing sides or being over here and being over there, step the fuck up and lead. You assemble the group, reassemble the group, get the shit right. Or set the challenge up to where we can really get to the crevice of this real homework, since it's such a hot fucking topic, and we can hash out what the hell Kim means and where they calling themselves black people along the Nile. That conversation could be had. But then when you start saying that, right? Then when you start saying that, then you're going to bring back up the other argument. This is how these arguments coincide with one another. Then you're going to bring up that the word Kemet means the black people, which is an argument that they're against. When the minute that you says Kim means black, they're going to say Kemet means black people. What's wrong with saying that? Every fucking thing in the world is wrong with that. Because how the fuck would they call themselves black people when they don't even know what the hell black is? Literally, in a sense, all right? I mean, figuratively, not literally, figuratively, in a sense, that they don't know that they're calling themselves, oh, we the black people. They the white people. They didn't do that. We can't find any information where they refer to themselves via skin tone. If we have that information, then we need to get into that information, and then that'll expand the conversation, because now we have more information. But the leadership, right? Where your leadership skills at? Quit instigating the argument of saying, yeah, you're doing this or rocking over here or rocking over there. That was one of the Amara Squad did, y'all. One of the reasons that they're dead may never be said. But for other reasons, they have to get their shit together and decide if the Amara Squad can be resurrected. Will the Amara Squad survive the underworld? This kills the conversation when it comes to them even having to deal with skin color at all. Did they have a damn civil war? Well, they'll say, all right, so Zane, to your question, they'll say that when Narma unified the two lands, right, that was a civil war. They'll use something like that. But here lies the problem again. Like, it's too many instigations going on. You got cheerleaders, right? You got people that don't know shit about shit, but yet they're a part of the conversations, or they're instigating the conversations, and they ain't studying shit. They ain't reading no books. They ain't parsing no text. They ain't learning no languages. They're instigating the conversations. And then you have a group of people who one person doesn't like the other person and continues to create this unnecessary drama, and they instigate. And then you got a whole another person out here that don't read, don't do nothing, but got the most commentary, and that motherfucker strikes up the band. So truth being told, people are looking for relevancy. One way to get relevancy is to argue against members of a dead squad. Let me argue with Unc. Let me argue with Smash. Let me argue with Osiris and Jetty and Wujawu. Let me argue with these niggas. I can get some relevancy if I argue with these niggas on these topics. Because you know what that does? That creates views. That creates tension. That creates that drama that you're looking for, you thirsty motherfuckers. Before the pandemic, people was teaching and providing sources, and people was going to go buy the materials and reading the information and learning from it and then joining the conversations. After the we're still in the pandemic. During the pandemic, that process happened in 2019, all through 2019. Soon as we get to 2020, niggas turn the microwaves on so many times that they done forgot how to fucking cook. They Uber eat information now. Y'all heard it here first. So the next channel that I hear saying my shit, y'all know where they got it from. You niggas is out here Uber eating information. You don't care where it comes from. You just want it on an app, and you click on the app and order that shit, and it come directly to you. And you just feeding off of it. You Uber eating information. Okay. Well, DoorDash. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Uber Eat, DoorDash, whatever. Yeah, Uber eating information, bro. Straight up. And now, right? Let's just look. This how I'm gonna put it to y'all. Half the people that's watching Smash talk about breaking down those texts and parsing texts and about the Metal Nature, and when he kicking his shit and he in his groove and he talking a little shit, you know what I'm saying, kicking the flavor, and then he flip the script and do all of those things is real dope as fuck, right? That shit that he be doing because he's a lyricist, he's an entertainer, he's an edifier, an educator, right? When he be doing all of this shit, half them 90% of them people don't even know what the fuck he talking about. So if he mess up a word or a meaning or something like that, he asks the 10% to do, and then he get right back on script, and then he be showing, see, I told you, boom, 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 and he do all of that. Meanwhile, these confused people, they don't care. They are only there to confirm their bias. They want everybody to say that they knew about race so bad 3,000 or 4,000 years ago. It's damn ridiculous. Instead of looking for when race was invented, the term. Then Wujawu will go live, and then they'll say, well, he ain't showing no sources. We're only seeing sources on one side. And see, this is where your critical thinking has to come into play. Yeah, we want Wujawa to source up. Can he source up? Absolutely. There ain't no damn thing. He can pull up some shit to show his side of the argument. That's not a problem. He ain't never not shown those sources. But if he shows a source, does that qualify what he says, or does it dismiss what he says? You see what I'm saying? So now, because he's trying to go the long way, right? Y'all don't want to go the long way. Y'all want to go fast. So that's why most of y'all are alone on this topic, because y'all trying to go fast. He trying to go the long way. So he makes sure he don't lose nobody. And people get frustrated with that. I get frustrated with it at times because one of the reasons I be arguing with his ass. But the thing is this. If he shows a source, how do you qualify Wujawu source, and how do you qualify Smash source? Which one of the sources is correct? Do you have the tools to qualify both sources, and then you come to an honest conclusion on your own merit? Or do you accept the conclusions of Asar, Sanjeti, Wujawu, Smash, Neb, Reggie, Asar M. Card now, since he getting loud? Do you have the tools to disseminate the information and come to an honest conclusion if Wujawu shows a source and Smash shows a source? Do you? Most people do not. 90% of the people do not. They just want to hear the damn argument. And here lies the problem. That's why it ain't no goddamn Amara Squad. Because most of y'all just want to hear the argument. You ain't there to learn. You're here for entertainment purposes only. And that's cool. You have no life, I understand. And I get it. I really do. But you don't know how to deal with real information. So you strike up your band and you create confusion. We let this mofo, Xavier Sheldon, because he ain't no damn chief. We let Xavier Sheldon insert himself into a conversation, and he ain't read not one text. He regurgitated everything off them Arab sites. Then Bobby let his cronies over there on the pseudo killers intertwine with Xavier Sheldon and create a shit show. All of them are looking at what? Uber Eats information, DoorDash information. Ain't none of it some shit that they read, that they properly researched, critiqued, and came to a conclusion or looked for supporting evidence to support the conclusion. So when they start throwing stuff on the screen and saying, this expert says this expert says that, this expert says this, and Unc, I heard you over there on Smash Show earlier talk about we supposed to be leading people to the expert. We ain't the experts. We supposed to be leading people to experts. Nah, my nigga. We supposed to know how the experts got to their conclusion, my nigga. Come on now. You talking about source up or shut up. You talk about proper research methodology. You talk about science. And in the integrity of science, there's a methodology. In the integrity of science, it allows us to understand how a person comes to a conclusion. As a science enthusiast, it's not only our job to show them to the expert, but to understand how the expert got to the damn conclusion. Stop saying, show me that we show them the expert. That's bullshit, my guy. See, that's the level I'm willing to go that goes beyond the level you stopped at. See, because to me now, God has moved. Remember, they say God lies where your ignorance begins. You're willing to show someone an expert And then after that, it's up to us to believe that the expert is correct instead of knowing how the expert got to his conclusion to qualify why this expert is correct. I actually learned that from you. But because you went astray, you forgot that. We not only show these people the experts, we have to learn how the experts got to their conclusions, because that completes the triangle. Now we know how they arrived at X, which was the vocal point in the argument. You're going to introduce me to an expert that got shit wrong, yo, or that's supporting his bias, and then next thing you know, I'm arguing with your ass about these different sources. That ain't fair. We ain't even got to argue back and forth. Now we getting personal with each other because we arguing over some stupid ass source, and you ain't even qualify your source. I qualify my source. You ain't even qualify your source. And I'm just throwing that out there. That ain't the seriousness of it, but I'm just throwing it out there. How did your source come to that conclusion? That's always been the answer. Because if we just allow people to show experts, then the pseudos can win. Excuse me. The pseudos can win. How can they win? They can show us one expert that actually comes to a conclusion on some pseudo shit. We won't even know that shit's pseudo because they said, you told me bring your experts. Look, PhD, what they PhD in. They PhD in is in the subject matter, but their methodology may be flawed as fuck. But you wouldn't even know that, bro, because you stopped at showing them the expert. We have to go behind the expert. I thought that we were supposed to be the smart ones. We were the ones who don't do surface level research. We're the ones that go beyond the surface level. And dear brother Smash, I heard you say that the other day on the show. Nah, I wasn't taking shots at you and saying that you don't go behind your sources or qualify your sources or things of that nature. But when you're doing a live stream, certain people don't know the methods or don't know how to properly qualify a source. Therefore, they don't know how to substantiate anything. And when you say certain things, they take it at face value. Now, everything goes back to a fucking belief. And that's not your fault. It's not your bad or anything like that. But see, the more that I dig into critical thinking, science, and pseudoscience, which is a text that I'm reading that follows up the critical thinking text that I just read, and I've been talking about, the more I understand how far apart we are on disseminating information and the level that we have to get to. Even in my book, my journey actually started with scientific integrity. Y'all know that book that I done held up and shown people over and over and over, Scientific Integrity. That's where it really started, because then it opened my eyes to not only understanding people's research models and methods, but also how they come to the truth. We have to stay in the middle, ladies and gentlemen. We have to stay in the middle. We can't instigate arguments on either side. We need to ask the pertinent question, the tough question. How did you come to that conclusion? Well, through this demonstration. Because I can demonstrate some shit, but I can demonstrate some shit and come to a biased conclusion, and you would never know how I got to that conclusion. And with all due respect, I can sit here and say the shit that Smash did the other day about the black people, when he pulled out that text and he started going through and then he pulled out the TLA, I can say that was bias. I can say that that was a confirmation bias show. I can say that. Or I can say, Brother Smash, How did you come to that conclusion? How did you qualify that source? Like, what work did you go behind in order to properly understand that this is how they arrived at this? What does your translation say based on previous texts that you've read about ancient Kemet and so on and so forth? Or then I could say Wujawu. How did you come up with since you came up with the same translation as Smash as that these people are calling themselves the Black? How did you come to the conclusion that this was a title? Is it because it was only used in the 6th dynasty during a particular period? Or is it because you have other qualifying information that actually would substantiate that stance that you take about the Black being the title? You see how I just asked 2 important questions, one to Wujawu and one to Smash. They both need answers. No, I'm not accepting what Smash did as a demonstration to answer my question, because that is not. No, Wujawu never answered my question because he can simply put whatever on the screen. That does not answer my question. No, it does not. But it presents both of them with the challenge of hashing out how they came to the conclusion. We want their conclusion. How did you get to the conclusion? What methods and tools did you use to arrive at this conclusion? That's what we want from them, people. We don't want their goddamn feelings. We don't want their emotions. We don't want their side choosings. We don't want them choosing putting us on. That ain't what we want. Fuck all of that. I ain't here for your feelings. Fuck your feelings. How did you get to the conclusion you arrived at, my guy? Both of y'all. Or all of y'all. Take Unc out of it. He just gonna show us the experts and move on. That's a shot at Unc. It's not a real shot at him, but you know what I'm saying. Poking fun. Now, how do you qualify the experts? There's a methodology for qualifying the experts. You got to know who the authors are. You got to know where their expertise are. You have to know where, if there's bias in their work. You have to know if they have an agenda or not. All of these things are in critical thinking teachings. They're in these texts that I'm reading. Like, bro, when I reassess the way that I approach my research, it shines a brighter light for me. Now, is everybody going to get that? No, everybody's not going to get that. People got to have the entertainment aspect of it. But the truth of the matter is, Mika, if you're in this chat, you told me that you are about the truth. Bullshit. Because if you are about the truth, you need to be asking pertinent questions. You need to get out of your feelings, and you need to be able to assess the information and critique it in a way that you know how to qualify who's telling you what. Instead, you choose side, dick ride, talk shit. Take the dick ride back. My bad. I just had to slide that in there. My bad. I take that. All due respect. But I guarantee you, people are going to be mad at this show because of the way that it's titled. It's the smoke session. It's hot in here. But I basically just told everybody how we should be looking at these arguments. Are they at each other or at the information? If you got a problem with Asar, ask him, Asar, how did you arrive to this conclusion? What tools did you use? And where's the information to help you substantiate that? He's going to provide you with the method. He ain't going to cuss you out. He ain't going to call you names. He's going to show you how he came to his conclusion, and he's going to give you the tools, and then he's going to show you how to do it, and then he's going to see if you can arrive at the same conclusion than him after you've done enough practice. If you come to a different conclusion than him, then you need to go back and reassess your work, or you need to challenge his ass and says, so I didn't come to that. You came to this conclusion based on how you broke down and got down to the root of this particular word and doom. I ain't get that. Then he's going to look over your work and say, you see right here when you did this right here, you see right here where I did this right here, here's where our differences are. We arrived at two different conclusions based on this right here. And if you go back and you double check your work and you see that he's right, then you say, all right, cool, I got you. I see what I did wrong. If he's wrong, then you say, nah, based on the methodology, right, or how to get here to this particular point, we're supposed to be right here. How did you get right here? Okay, let me go back and check my work. You force that motherfucker to go back and check his work. You ain't got to antagonize him. You ain't got to argue with him. You ain't got to do none of the crazy stuff. None of that. See, when you talking real information, you get people out of your conversation that was just here for the drama. So I want to close in saying this. Don't choose a side. Don't have no favorites. Let the truth be your favorite. Let the tools, the methodology be your favorite. Don't acquiesce to a faulty premise. Don't appeal to a populace. Don't appeal to authority. How did this? Don't get caught up in the expert. One of the best things about what SARS-CoV-2 taught me was the fact that when I was listening to Vince Racaniello, he continued to say this over and over. Don't trust me, trust the science. Don't trust me, trust the science. Don't trust me, trust the science. Because I could be wrong. I could have a bias. I could lead you astray. But the science, the tools, the remarkable tools that we have can get you on the right track. Therefore, it is important for us to know how to utilize the tools to arrive at these conclusions that these experts come to. We don't have to be experts to come to the same conclusion. We can be some novice ass people. Don't let these people tell you that you can't arrive at the same conclusion or you can't do certain work that these experts are doing. Yes, the hell that you can. If you got their models and their methods, you know how to input all of that shit into a database, you can arrive at the same conclusion. There's some other things that you have to adhere to, right? If it's blood samples and all these other things that you don't have access to and you're not in a lab like that, then you would have to adhere to that, but you still can know what it is that they're using, how they measured it, and what this conclusion was. You still can look at the data and be able to properly assess it. And this is where the fall of the Amara Squad begins. Well, happened. It already began years ago. They didn't take it the extra step. And then they began to doing their own things and forgot all about y'all asses. And let me rephrase, our asses. Because we're all students of the core group, the group that actually formulated and was edifying and teaching the community. You know, that subgroup that we're in, they were an intricate piece in the movement of the minds, challenging the minds, teaching us the methods, utilizing these tools. And now, one of the biggest beefs that I have with Unc is the fact that not beefing like drama. I'm saying information wise. One of the informational beefs that I have with Unc is he keeps saying, lead people to the experts. That ain't good enough. Because the experts are telling you, don't trust me. Trust the science. So why the fuck would I follow the experts or adhere to the experts or appeal to the experts, and the experts are telling me trust the science? That's where, informational wise, I disagree with him. He's wrong as fuck when he says that to y'all, and y'all eat that shit up just because he put something on the screen. I'm leading y'all to the experts. Bullshit. You ain't leading us to the experts. You're appealing to authority, and you don't know how he arrived at his conclusion. Well, he said he was there with the people in the bullshit, nigga. How you know? How was he there with the people? Oh, he was in an adjacent village away from the people who asserted certain things. Oh, so he wasn't with the people. He was with another group of people. Oh, you see how that shit come out like that? That's just an example of what the fuck I'm talking about. The reason why we just don't adhere to or appear to a populace or appear to authority. Because your authority wasn't even there. Yet you sit here and argue with somebody several shows about this shit and you still brought that shit up. I ain't trying to bring it up. I'm just trying to give people an example of why you don't appeal to authority. Because your authority was handicapped. This is an example of why we need to know what the hell is going on and how they came to the conclusion. The hell with who's saying it. Again, Vincent Racaniello has said over and over, don't trust me, trust the science. Is Racaniello an expert in the field? Absolutely he is. He's one of the top experts in the field of virology. And he's telling your ass, don't listen to me. I can teach you all you need to know, but you need to trust the science. And then when I'm reading these critical thinking books and confirmation bias books and dealing with science and pseudoscience and critical thinking, it's telling me the same shit. It is saying, man, look, these people can have an agenda. Wujawu can have an agenda. Asar can have an agenda. Sanjeti can have an agenda. Smash can have an agenda. Can have an agenda. The pseudo killers can have an agenda. The Masi can have an agenda. The Dagger Squad can have an agenda. The KPRT can have an agenda. But how can you, listening to my voice, qualify what we're saying? And ultimately, that is the root of the issues in this shit to begin with. Outside that fact, these niggas don't want a revolution. They weak. I'm out.
I think oftentimes when people hear me and see me, they think that I'm a fool. They think that somehow or another I've lost my mind, that I'm not down with the in crowd. They've said that nobody would love me and that I'm an outcast. But let me say this here now. We can be clear about anything. Please let me be clear about this. And I pray that it's received and understood. I don't want to be one of you. I don't want to be one of you weak men, weak people.
For my brother,
I'd rather die. Death is welcome rather than to call myself you spineless black men.
Side high, I ain't your traditional. Rapper smoking medicinal. Stayed in detention. Life is all about principles. Cynical ass niggas. Sorry that I offended you. I bring something different while niggas sounding identical. I'd rather drown in a swimming pool than to let you imbeciles stop me from topping my pinnacle. Try me blocked by the genitals. Trust me, it's not intentional. It's a difference between a gangster and a criminal. Cause real gangsters can't do Breakfast Club interviews. A lot of you niggas don't own a business suit, but slave for every pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoe. But anywho, got your bitch walking around like she winning pool with no bottoms on, just the top of her swimming suit. What you gon' say when the niggas gon' try to get at you? Them in what army, or you just talking in general? Cause in the end, we all gon' die like them Seminoles, nigga. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up. These niggas weak. fucking up these niggas.
When I look at the sorry state of black men in America today, the destruction of the family, the loss of integrity. When as a young boy, black shot down every day for years without stopping, when I look at what we are as black people, I'd rather be dead than to continue to live against such.
Y'all ain't trying to start a revolution. Y'all looking for a restitution. Niggas kill each other every day and ain't no evolution. My partner shot 100 niggas and it was never proven. We just labeled him a gangster and kept it moving. Let me give you the same outcome, separate shooting. A white man kill a black, we holler persecution. So instead of looting, it's time to find some better schooling. You can act like y'all don't understand when I'm elocuting. Did I stutter? I was never Reuben. Y'all ain't no Black Panthers. You wasn't there with Newton. You ain't Martin Martin. Try to better humans. Instead of all these rappers, we need some better students. It's time to rebuild the neighborhoods that we helped to ruin. And the NAACP, y'all need some help recruiting. Fuck a resolution. Let's get some retribution. I feel like Malcolm X when he left the movement. These niggas weed. I'm fucking up. These niggas weed. These niggas weed. I'm fucking up. These niggas weed. Yeah. Y'all know what it is, yeah, I said, nigga. All you niggas laying up with these bitches with no condoms and shit. Having mistake babies and shit, leaving these women to motherfucking raise your kids by their motherfucking self. Yeah, my nigga, I said it. You don't like what's going on in the motherfucking America, leave this motherfucker. When they said we were free, my nigga, that mean we were free to go back where the fuck we came from, my nigga. Yeah, the whole motherfucker.